finding a beautiful tone for singing chant. So I'll just say, first off, sitting or standing up straight will only help you when you're singing. So and that's an easy thing to fix. So do your voice a favor and just get that set from the get-go. That's my advice. Two topics we will cover. First of all, vowels. Subtopics as vertical space, diphthongs, and R's. And number two, resonance. So your singing accent is, or should be, different than your speaking accent. So based on this principle, the instruction and exercises I'm going to go through in this section will require you to pronounce things differently than you may be used to in speech. That's to be expected. To get your most beautiful sound and to best capture the style of chant, you have to shift away from your normal speaking accent, to a unique singing accent. So let's talk about how we do that and what I mean by that. So first of all, vowels, vertical space, diphthongs, and R's. So with the typical American accent, we say things in a way that sounds perfectly fine when speaking, but does not transfer beautifully to singing. So I'm going to go ahead and speak this, and then I'm going to transition into singing, but I'm going to carry in all of my normal speaking accent, my Virginia accent. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. So there's a better way to do this. First of all, the concept of vertical space. Some kind of synonymous ways to describe the concept of vertical space. And when I say that, I'm talking about interior space, inside the mouth. First of all, tall vowels, yawny space, interior space, height in the vowel, lifted soft palate, loose jaw, north-south singing, up and over, open throat. Those are all ways that voice teachers and choir directors use to describe the concept of vertical space that we're going to get into right now. So what does it sound like and how do you access it? Some ways to access vertical space. First of all, gently yawn and talk at the same time. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. Hopefully that's coming through. You can kind of hear there's a gentle yawn going on the whole time there. Number two, gently yawn and speak in a sing-song voice. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. Now, I realize this sounds really dumb when you are just speaking it. It just sounds silly, like a cartoon character. But just go with me. Just go with me here. Because after all, I'm teaching you more about singing, not about speaking. Singing is the goal here. Number three, gently yawn and sing various pitches on a single vowel, starting with maybe the ah vowel or o vowel. Oh, so I've got a gentle yawn going the whole time. Oh. Number four, gently yawn and sing various pitches on all vowels, keeping the same tall interior space. Hopefully you can hear I've got a gentle yawn going the whole time. And then number five, finally, gently yawn and sing a phrase of music, maintaining that same lofty, lifted, tall space. O Trinity of blessed light. So listen for the vertical space as I sing. O unity of princely might, The fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. So vertical space and the lack thereof is a huge factor in the quality of vocal tone. Here's what it might sound like to alternate between your normal speaking vowels and taller singing vowels, starting with speaking vowels. I'm going to try not to exaggerate, but really just do it like the way I would speak it. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Share thou within our hearts thy ray. Hopefully you could hear the difference as those lines alternated. Diphthongs. So a diphthong is two vowels sung on one syllable. For instance, in the word late, a single syllable word, but has two vowels, late, late, or night, 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 loud, 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 boy, boy. So you listen for the diphthongs as I read this. O Trinity of blessed light, O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray. So the English language has tons of diphthongs. If we sing the diphthongs like we speak them, it will likely, one, reduce the quality of the vocal tone. Excuse me. Two, make it more difficult to sound blended and unified with others. And three, no longer fit in the vocal style or tradition of Gregorian chant and Western sacred music. In addition to generally keeping your vowels tall, one easy trick to lighten the diphthongs is to stay in the first vowel for as long as you can. You can almost eliminate the second vowel in a diphthong in most cases. So listen as I try to do that. O Trinity of blessed light. So I'm staying in that ah vowel, light, until the last second. O unity of princely might, the fiery sun now goes his way. Shed thou within our hearts thy ray, 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 right? A pure vowel is kind of the opposite of a diphthong. A pure vowel is a single vowel sound that is not affected by what comes before it or after it. Examples of pure vowels in English are the words det, sun, tick, bees, and pot. Examples of pure vowels in Latin are pretty much every Latin word. In Gregorian chant, it nearly always sounds better when we sing a pure vowel, even if we wouldn't speak it that way. The syllables in blue are examples of great moments to stay in that pure vowel sound. So listen for how I try to stay in that pure vowel, excuse me, as long as I can. O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. And you'll really hear it on the word rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. Verses, rejoice, rejoice, where it starts to slip into the diphthong. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Next up is R's. So the stereotypical American English R, used in words like story, caret, and sharing does not transfer well to singing Gregorian chant, nor traditional Western sacred choral music. It is very easy and not uncommon for the R sound to infect the vowel and rob it of its purity and beauty. And I should add, especially if you live in Texas. Sorry, no offense, my Texans here. It works great with country music or American folk music, but just clashes terribly with Gregorian chant. Listen for these R's as you and I might speak them. Gracious Mother of our Redeemer, forever abiding heaven's gateway and star of ocean, O succor the people, who though falling strive to rise again, thou maiden who bearest thy holy Creator to the wonder of all nature, ever virgin, after as before thou receivest that Ave from the mouth of Gabriel, have compassion on us sinners. So this is another example of the difference between speaking and singing. Again, you'll hear the speaking R's come through. Gracious Mother of our Redeemer, forever abiding heaven's gateway and star of ocean, O succor the people. So let's fix it. The easiest way to avoid the Texan/pirate R in English is just to stay in the pure vowel and lighten the R sound, especially on final R's. I think those are the largest culprit. Here's what it sounds like when the R's are lightened in blue. Gracious Mother of our Redeemer, forever abiding heaven's gateway and star of ocean, O succor the people, who though falling strive to rise again, the maiden who bearest thy holy Creator to the wonder of all nature, ever virgin, after as before thou receivest that Ave from the mouth of Gabriel, have compassion on us sinners. Hopefully you can hear I'm trying to lighten those final R's. Here's the thing. Gregorian chant is a genre that was born out of the Latin language. The Latin language has, number one, tall, pure vowels. Number two, only a few diphthongs, so mostly pure vowels. And three, flipped/rolled R's. So to sing Gregorian chant rightly, including in English, we have to incorporate Latin language characteristics. Just to repeat myself here, this type of singing was itself born out of a language that has tall, pure vowels, few diphthongs, and flipped/rolled R's. This is one reason why when someone sings chant with wide, flat vowels, all the diphthongs, and Texan pirate R's, it sounds wrong. It's like Pavarotti trying to sing a Taylor Swift song, or vice versa. Both disasters, right? So these techniques, that is well-balanced vertical space, pure vowels, and lightened R's, are defining features of the Western vocal choral tradition, particularly in sacred music, which is where the Western vocal choral tradition came from, by the way. They may feel weird at first, but trust me, you'll get used to it. Forward resonance. So finding sound in the mask. So first of all, when I say in the mask, I'm talking about like the placement of a costume mask, like a masquerade mask, not a COVID mask over your mouth. So the concept here is that you are channeling the sound behind your eyes, eyebrows, cheekbones, and nose, that kind of upper frontal area of your face. Finding this forward resonance takes some experimentation and some consistent practice. So the N, M, and NG, the nasal consonants, are great places to start. So some exercises. I'm just picking random patterns here. Me, 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 me. Nyan, 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 nyan. Bing, 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 bing. Now, I know I sound probably more than a little obnoxious right now, but just stay with me here. There's a part two to this. The goal of these exercises is to channel the sound up and out into and through the mask. And this may sound just really frou-frou and vague, but it's a thing. I promise you, it really is a thing. Forward resonance, however, is not enough on its own, unless you're in bluegrass, which we are not, right? Hey, yeah, with that kind of twang. But that's not us. Forward resonance must be combined with tall vowels to give the optimal vocal tone for Gregorian chant. So some exercises to combine forward resonance and vertical space or tall vowels is to start on a forward resonant consonant and vowel and then gradually open up to vertical space. For instance, while trying to still maintain that forward resonance, I'm heightening the vowel. Sing ni me ma mo mu ni ne na no. So using the resonance vowel exercise above, try going directly from a balanced tone that hopefully you find through that exercise into a line of chant. Now, don't do this where I find the good tone and then go right to old habits of singing. Me, oh, our Father who art in heaven, where I lost all of that tone when I actually went to the text. Or our Father who art in heaven, hallowed. Right. So the goal is to carry it through from the exercise into the chant. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Now that takes some experimentation and practice. I didn't just do that for the first time today. Do not be afraid to make some unusual sounds. I've been teaching beginners about how to sing for over a decade, and in my experience, success stories always involve making a lot of weird noises along the way. And then one note, as you experiment with your vocal tone, it is important that you keep your throat, jaw, and tongue relaxed. If it feels unfamiliar, that's okay, maybe even good. But if it feels painful or uncomfortable, that is a sign probably of doing something wrong, usually tension. The goal here is to find a balanced, resonant tone, and then the breath is what carries the sound. Once we find our balanced vowels and forward resonance, we use the breath as the engine that energizes the sound. Now, I don't have time to go into a whole voice lesson today, even though I wish I could. Maybe more discussion on this could go into a part 2, this workshop at some point. So what happens if I'm missing this combination of forward resonance and vertical space? These are just some of the most common consequences of missing that combination. First of all, a breathy tone, where the vowels may or may not be tall, but with no forward resonance. Kyrie eleison. That's a very common one. It sounds tentative, unsupported, weak, can quickly cause fatigue, constantly run out of breath, and not very beautiful. Or a throaty tone, where you have a tight throat, mouth, and tongue, lots of tension. Kyrie. It can easily be barky or yell-like. Can quickly cause fatigue, and I'm sure you'll agree, not very beautiful. Nasal tone, where you have lots of forward resonance, but with wide vowels instead of tall vowels, and a depressed soft palate instead of a lifted soft palate. Kyrie eleison. Sounds strident and piercing, not very beautiful. And then the dopey tone. Vowels may be tall, but very little forward resonance. Sounds woofy and unnatural. Pitch can easily be unclear and or go flat and not very beautiful. So combining a forward tone with vertical space, tall vowels, is the quickest way to finding a tone that is balanced, full, and beautiful.